big family, and I always thought that I myself would have 5 children, specifically a girl, a boy, identical twin girls, and then like a wild card. But as we've all learned in the past year, life doesn't always go the way we plan. And so as it happened, no one ever asked me to marry them, and no one accidentally impregnated me. And I turned 40, and I thought, well, I guess I missed that boat. I mean, that version does skip over a lot of awkward first dates and traumatic breakups and betrayal and hours and hours and hours of therapy. But that's basically it. I was single and 40 and childless and not very happy about it. But as it happens, life also throws you some curveballs sometimes, and so it came to be that there was a child in my extended family who needed a place to go, and there I was with an empty womb and an empty bedroom. And the next thing you know, I'm raising a 5-year-old girl. Well, like all of you, I'm in DC because I like to be really, really good at things. And that definitely, right? And that definitely extends to parenting. My kid is the best kid in the entire world. And as a result, I wanted to be the best parent ever to her. I wanted to win. And I wanted her to have all the things that I didn't have, right? Like, for instance, I didn't know about feminism or sushi until college. But I wanted her to grow up with a healthy dose of both. So we started out easy with like gender-neutral toys and California rolls, but when she got into first grade, I knew I was gonna have to elevate my game, because that's when kids start learning from their peers, and I knew she was gonna have questions about the birds and the bees, and I wanted to be ready. Now, when I asked my mother where babies come from, she was folding laundry, it was approximately 1980, and she never looked at me, never missed a beat. She just said, well, when a man loves a woman, God plants a seed while they're sleeping. Number one, that is not true. Number two, they will kick you right out of Feminist Parenting Club if you tell your child that in 2018. So I decided to go back to my original source material, which is a book that my best friend Erin owned, and I was obsessed with it. I must have read it hundreds of times. It's called Where Did I Come From? And it features graphic, very graphic, anatomically correct cartoon people speaking very frankly about sex and babies. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna order this book, I'm gonna read it to make sure it's still good by modern standards, and when my kid asks me about the birds and the bees, I'm gonna pull it out all breezy and casual, and I'm gonna win. But what actually happened is that we got home late on a Friday night, and my porch was covered with Amazon Prime boxes, and she opened them all, and she found the book, and she insisted that I read it to her right then. Okay. A few things about Where Did I Come From? Number one, it's written by Peter Mayle, who died this week, which makes my story a little more unfortunate, but go with it. He went on to write A Year in Provence, which is just a really weird career trajectory for him. Number two, the book has a lot more words than I remember, like way more, blocks and blocks of text on every page, and my early little reader insisted that I read each and every one. Number three, those words included hard, stiff, and spurt, which I was not ready for, may never have been ready for. And it also included the word titties as an acceptable synonym for breasts, which, I'm sorry, Peter Mayle, I know this book was published in 1973, but you cannot tell me that was ever acceptable. I don't believe it. Number four, the book was pretty good on consent, but not perfect, so I had to do a lot of ad-libbing on the fly. Like, for instance, where the book said, when a man loves a woman, he kisses her. I said, when a man loves a woman, he kisses her, provided she consents enthusiastically, because they're in an equal partnership where all of her needs are being met and she has the agency to make that decision. And if anyone ever kisses you when you don't want them to, I will break their face, whether it's your boss or your boyfriend or the fucking president. Resist, y'all. And number five, the book goes to great pains to explain that it's people who are in love that have sex, which frankly has not been my adult experience. But I figured we'd cover that when she went to college. So anyway, we're getting through the book. page by painful page, and she's got a lot of questions, but they can basically be summed up as, but how? How? How does that do that? And I would just say, very patiently, these are good questions, honey. Let's go read that page again. Let's look at the picture. And we're getting toward the end, and I can feel that my release is imminent, if you know what I'm saying. And she kind of like stiffens up and squirms away from me, and she goes, I do have one more question, but that's really weird, and you're not gonna like it. And I was like, this is my moment. I'm gonna win this so hard. I was like, I put on that voice I would use if I were like meeting Terry Gross for tea at the co-op, you know, that NPR voice? And I took her hands and I looked into her eyes and I said, honey, there are no weird questions. I'm your person, I'm here for you. You can ask me anything. And she goes, okay, well, have you ever done it? And I was like, well, you know, we're a modern family, so I can't really fall back on, well, yes, Daddy and I love each other, and I fell asleep, and God planted a seed, and that's fucking creepy anyway. But, so I said, you know, I'm gonna tell her what I believe Simone de Beauvoir would have told her child, which is, yes, I've done it. And she said, well, what about Aunt Bree? What about Aunt Erin? What about my teacher? What about Nana? And I said, you know what? Why don't you just assume that all the adults you know have done it? Now, it is really late, and we have got to go to bed. And she goes, well, who did you do it with? Do I know him? And I was like, you know, that is not really appropriate. And she goes, and when? When's the last time you did it? And I was like, listen, I am a single parent with a demanding career and meaningful hobbies, and it's been a little while, okay? God. No, I didn't say that. I said, sweetie, that's something grown-ups only talk about with other grown-ups. Now, it's really late and we've got to go to bed. So we go upstairs and she brushes her little teeth and she puts on these Hello Kitty pajamas and we get in bed and I'm rubbing her back and I think she's just about gone. And she goes, Mommy? And I said, yes, my love. And she said, so now I understand how a boy and a girl make a baby, but how do two girls do it? And I said, go to sleep and I'll tell you tomorrow.